Good morning. Good morning to all our dignitaries, guests, and delegates. I feel really privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here to attend the fourth International Symposium on Knowledge Engineering in Digital Library Design KEDLD 2025, jointly organized by the Central Library IIT Kharagpur and National Digital Library of India. I request all our dignitaries to come on to position and occupy the distinguished chair on the dais. I request our guest of honor, Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Dean Administration, Director and Head, IGNCA, New Delhi. I request our Chief Guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anant Sinha, Administrator, the Asiatic Society, Kolkata. I request our Director, Sir, Professor Shuman Chakraborty. I request Dr. B. Shutradhar, Librarian and Organizing Secretary and Joint PIF NDLI IIT Kharagpur. I request Professor Plavun Bhaumik, Principal Investigator, NDLI, Department of Artificial Intelligence, IIT Kharagpur. Thank you, sir. We will have our traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Ma Saraswati, goddess of knowledge. Our honorable chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anant Sinha, administrator of the Asiatic Society, has graciously agreed to be present on this occasion in spite of his busy schedule. I request our chief guest, sir, to light the lamp and inaugurate the function. I request all the dignitaries to join. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Please have your seat. I would be glad to request Ms. Shongita, Ms. Maushiki, Ms. Ranita, Ms. Kavita, Ms. Joyashree to welcome our dignitaries by presenting flower bouquet, memento, and uttorio as a token of respect. Oh. So- Sorry, just a minute, please. Please, guys, please, just a minute. Our culture has taught us to start our day and any new task with the blessings of God. And now, the time of invocation song, salutations to Ma Saraswati, the source of all intellect. I request Ms. Dishari to start the invocation song. Ms. Debashish Shil will accompany her in tabla. I would like to request our girls to present flower bouquet, memento and uttaryo to our dignitaries as a token of respect. I would like to request Ms. Shongita to come on stage and present a flower bouquet, memento and uttaryo to our guest of honor, Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Dean Administration, Director and Head, IGNCA, New Delhi. Shongita, please. Our guest of honor, Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Dean Administration, Director and Head, IGNCA, New Delhi. I would like to request Ms. Moshiki to present a flower bouquet, memento and uttaryo to our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Administrator, the Asiatic Society, Kolkata. Our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Administrator, the Asiatic Society, Kolkata. I would like to request Ms. Ronita to present a flower bouquet, uttaryo and memento to our Honorable Director, Sir, Professor Shuman Chakraborty. Thank you. Now, I would like to request Ms. Kobita to present a flower bouquet, uttaryo and memento to the Principal Investigator, Professor Plavon Kumar Bhaumik, Department of Artificial Intelligence, IIT Kharagpur. Professor Plavon Kumar Bhaumik, Principal Investigator, National Digital Library of India. Now I would like to request Joystree to present a flower bouquet, memento and uttaryo to our librarian sir, Dr. B. Shutrodhar, Organizing Secretary and Joint Principal Investigator of National Digital Library of India, Central Library, IIT Kharagpur. Dr. B. Shutrodhar. Librarian, IIT Kharagpur. Thank you. Thank you, girls. I would like to invite Dr. B. Sutrodhar, Organizing Secretary of KEDLD 2025, librarian and okay, let us have our invocation song. I would like to request Dishari to start the invocation song. Mr. Devashish will accompany her in tabla.
Hello, check. Good morning, everyone. याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती, याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती, याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती, तू ही हमारी गति, तू ही हमारी गति माता सरस्वती, याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती। कृपा करो बागेश्वरी, कृपा करो बागेश्वरी, शब्द रचो ब्रह्मा दुलारी, कृपा करो बागेश्वरी, शब्द रचो ब्रह्मा दुलारी, करुणा करो आओ आज, करुणा करो आओ आज, दिखाओ तब ज्योति, याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती, याद करो ध्यान धरो माता सरस्वती। याद करूं ध्यान धरूं माता सरस्वती याद करूं ध्यान धरूं माता करूं माता करूं माता
Thank you, Dishari. Thank you, Debashish. I heartily request all of our dignitaries to release the symposium souvenir and proceedings. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. B. Shutradhar, Organizing Secretary of KEDLD 2025, Librarian and Joint Principal Investigator of National Digital Library of India, IIT Kharagpur, to deliver the welcome address and introduction of the 4th International Symposium on Knowledge Engineering and Digital Library Design. Please, sir.
Good morning to you all. Respected Chief Guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Administrator, Asiatic Society, Kolkata. Our guest of honor, Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Professor and Dean Administration, Director and Head, India Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi. Our respected Director, Professor Suman Chakraborty, Professor Plavon Bhaumik, PI of our National Digital Library Project, and distinguished speaker, esteemed delegates, faculty member, research scholar, students, and my dear all participants. It is my great honor to privilege as Organizing Secretary of KEDLD 2025 to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the 4th International Conference Symposium on Knowledge Engineering of Digital Library Design being held here at IIT Kharagpur. So this is the 4th edition of this symposium in KEDLD series, following the successful edition held in 2017 and 2019 in Delhi. And 2023 and this year, 2023 we have organized in IIT Kharagpur, and this is the 4th edition is being held in IIT Kharagpur. We received 90 research papers out of 70 have been carefully reviewed and selected for publication in the conference proceeding. Over the next 3 days, the conference will feature 13 technical sessions, including 2 panel discussions. We are pleased to host a product display cum training session featuring the 10 reputed publishers of journal and books. The symposium has attracted around more than 200 participants from various parts of our country and few from abroad. Additionally, we will have 5 online sessions delivered by distinguished experts from Germany, UK, USA, Italy, and Dubai. KEDLD 2025 promised to be a vibrant, uh, this confluence of the ideas and prospective feature, keynote lecture by eminent scholar, technical paper presentation, interactive workshop, and panel discussion. As the organizing secretary, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Institute Authority, particularly for our respected director, Professor Shumon Chakraborty, for his personal involvement and encouragement. I also extend sincere thanks to our chief guest and then guest of honor and advisory board members, organizing committee members, and media peoples and dedicated staff of the Central Library and NDLL staff for their tireless effort in bringing this event in life. My deep appreciation also goes to Ministry of Education, Government of India, and to our all sponsors for their generous support. A special word of thanks to all the NDLI Club awardee who have traveled from various parts of the country to receive the best NDLI Club award for their respective state. Your presence add a unique dimension to the event, celebrating excellence and innovation at the grassroots level. To all participants, I encourage you to make the most of this intellectually enriching day, engage actively in discussion, share your insights, and build collaboration that continue will beyond this conference. Once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you, KEDLD 2025, and to our beautiful IIT campus. May this conference inspire a new idea, foster meaningful connection, and contribute to shaping the future of digital knowledge ecosystem. Thank you, and I once again welcome all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I feel really privileged to introduce Professor Shumon Chakraborty, an esteemed academician, visionary leader, and the esteemed director of the renowned Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Kharagpur. Professor Shumon Chakraborty, a distinguished professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering of IIT Kharagpur. He is a globally renowned academic and a recipient of numerous national honors, including the Infosys Prize 2022 and the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize, Distinguished Alumnus Award 2025 from IISc Bangalore. His work focuses on the intersection of fluid mechanics, biomedical engineering, and technology-driven societal applications. As director, his unwavering commitment to academic excellence, research advancement, and fostering innovation has propelled IIT Kharagpur to new heights of eminence. I request our Honorable Director, sir, to deliver his valuable speech. Please, sir.
Namaskar. Good morning, distinguished guests, Lieutenant Colonel Sinha, Professor Gaur, our own Dr. Sutradhar, Professor Bhomik, and several other dignitaries, esteemed colleagues, scholars, and other friends. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to IIT Kharagpur who are visiting for this unique initiative at the birthplace of the National Digital Library of India, NDLI. In particular, for this 4th International Symposium on Knowledge Engineering in Digital Library Design, or KEDLD 2025. As I stand before this gathering of visionaries, and I am not definitely an expert on this subject, still I am reminded of Bacon's timeless words: knowledge itself is power. There is nothing more powerful than knowledge. But in an age where data floods our lives, and although knowledge and data are technically different, we are almost overlapping one with the other. Where algorithms are deciding what we see, I often wonder, with a confronted question, is knowledge still power? Or it has become a spark, a drift in a storm of information. Our quest today through this symposium is to make an effort to rediscover this spirit of knowledge in the digitization era. Not as a possession, but as a living force. A force that connects minds, transcends boundaries, and shapes our shared future. Let me take you a bit back 2000 years ago to the great library of Alexandria. I have learned all these from the history books in my younger days. It was definitely much more than a building. It was the civilization's beating heart, a place where scholars of many lands shared the best of human thought. And that was the spirit. Now, centuries have passed, but the spirit remains the same. That very spirit breathes today through the NDLI conceived and nurtured here at IIT Kharagpur. From the papyrus, the origin of paper, to the pixels, the digital source, from ink to algorithms, our journey has always been about one thing: preserving the light of understanding and making it accessible to all. That has been the spirit of any library. After joining IIT Kharagpur, first as an assistant professor and then subsequently as I became more and more senior, at least in my early career, I used to walk through the central library quite frequently. Now I do not do that because I access all the contents digitally. So I can still remember that my sort of very intense visit for some journal papers. It gave me such a dust allergy that it took, I think, about 2 weeks to recover. But it was all great experience. Even now, when I walk through our central library, and I often have to pass around that to go to the director's office, I often pause, watching the quiet rhythm of the intellect around me. It's very quiet. One student, buried in a century-old book or journal, I could not get into that exactly what he was reading. But very interestingly, another student just beside him was exploring NDLI on her tablet. And a third one, very close, translating an old manuscript with an AI tool, perhaps was doing some exercise of maybe the coursework or thesis, I do not know. So these are not in isolation. They are all threads, apparently disconnected, but woven in a vast, invisible fabric, connecting the wisdom of the past with the curiosity of the present. The library of the future, and I think one of the main mandates of NDLI now in the new phase, should be to develop the concept of library of the future. It will not be just the silent shelves. It will be a living ecosystem of ideas, sensing, learning, reasoning, adapting. It will not just hold information, it will understand relationships. It will not just answer questions, because answering questions, it was one of the objectives of, at least in our student lives when we consulted library, is to answer some of the questions which we are not getting in our class notes or the books that we have, is no more that critical, because what I would say as any common AI driven platform like ChatGPT can open up that database of answers. So it has to spark new ones. It will not just store knowledge, it will shape wisdom. That is the essence of knowledge engineering, what I would say. I recall one of the NDLI outreach events. It was organized in a small district. After a session, it was narrated by one of the NDLI officials. A young girl came to the team and said, "Sir, through NDLI, I got to read my first science book in my own mother tongue. In my own mother tongue. I didn't know science could speak my language." That single sentence captured everything NDLI now stands for. It is not merely a repository, it is a movement towards equity, ensuring that a child in every village and a researcher in a global lab can touch the same universe of ideas without any barrier. Now, what is the next frontier? It is a library that can think with us. So far, library has been passive. Systems that intuit a learner's intent, adapt to their background, and guide them through the ocean of data through genuine insight. This need I feel because if I am a student and I have absolutely no idea of what to read and how to read, and I have no guide, when maybe in Google or somewhere I type my interest or questions, an ocean appears in front of me. I do not know what to read, how to read, what is genuine and what is not. So this intelligent guidance of navigating through this knowledge, I think should be one of the major focus of the next version of NDLI. And this is where AI, machine learning, knowledge graphs, they all can merge with timeless human pursuit of meaning. In this new paradigm, metadata becomes memory, ontologies become relationships, and knowledge itself becomes alive. It evolves as we humans have been doing. Let me get again to a bit of literature to grasp this soul of transformation. We may turn to Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. In one of his luminous reflections, Tagore wrote, and this in our school days we used to study. I do not know whether it is still being taught in schools. I would tell a bit of this in Bangla because it is originally in Bangla, and I will try my best to translate the meaning in English. So Tagore had a beautiful, what I would say, creation, more than an article, titled Library. So in this article, he writes in Bangla, মহাসমুদ্রের শত বৎসরের কল্লোল কেহ যদি এমন করিয়া বাঁধিয়া রাখিতে পারিত যে সে ঘুমাইয়া পড়া শিশুটির মতো চুপ করিয়া থাকিত, তবে সেই নীরব মহাশব্দের সহিত এই লাইব্রেরির তুলনা হইত। এখানে ভাষা চুপ করিয়া আছে, প্রবাহ স্থির হইয়া আছে, মানবাত্মার অমর আলোক কালো অক্ষরের শৃঙ্খলে কাগজের কারাগারে বাধা পড়িয়া আছে। So what he intended to say, if one could capture the tumult of the ocean's 100 years and still it to sleep like a child, that would be the silence of a library. Here, language is hushed, the current is still, the immortal light of human soul is imprisoned in black chains of letters. But if those were to rebel, break their silence, burst their cages, it would be like the torrents locked in the frozen Himalayas suddenly unleashed. What a magnificent vision. Tagore saw the library not just as a quiet room, but a sleeping storm where humanity's dream and discoveries wait in silence to awaken. And in many ways, knowledge engineering is precisely that act, awakening the storm. Once, during a visit to a rural school, and I tend to visit many rural schools and locations for my work on diagnostic technologies for the bottom of the pyramid, I asked a boy what he thought a library was. He said, "It's where ideas sleep." So I asked, "And who wakes them up?" "Maybe ideas sleep." He smiled, "We do." That is the true spirit of education. Our role as educators, technologists, dreamers is to awaken the sleeping ideas and make sure that every mind, wherever it is, has the key to do so. Now, we stand at the dawn of a new renaissance, where libraries are evolving into intelligent collaborators. AI can synthesize insights from millions of publications just in a moment. Knowledge graphs can reveal unexpected bridges between disciplines. Immersive reality can bring ancient texts alive, and blockchain can safeguard authenticity and trust. But beyond all these tools lies a deeper question. Can we ensure that knowledge in becoming intelligent does not lose its human touch? We must guard against algorithmic echo chambers, against biases that amplify the loud and silence the unheard. Libraries must remain sanctuaries of diversity, not filters of uniformity. So, we must build these systems embedding ethics as deeply as engineering and empathy as strongly as intelligence. Because knowledge without empathy is not wisdom, it's just noise. As India's first IIT, we are now in our platinum jubilee year. IIT Kharagpur has always turned vision into action. From nurturing NDLI to transforming our central library into a cognitive knowledge hub, where moving towards digital knowledge sovereignty, where India leads the world in creating open, equitable, intelligent learning systems. We are building, I think the plan has just begun, but we should, a national knowledge graph connecting texts, disciplines and minds, a living network of India's intellectual heritage and creative future. Here knowledge is not static, it's alive, adaptive and unbounded. So as we begin this conference, KEDLD 2025, let it not merely be just another conference. Let it be a movement of ideas, a meeting ground where technologists, librarians, data scientists, and philosophers all come together to redesign the future of human learning. Let us build next gen libraries that converse, that learn, that dream. Libraries that turn Tagore's sleeping storm into a flowing river of wisdom for all humanity. Let me close by revisiting the old saying, knowledge by itself is not power. Shared knowledge is power. Just knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is progress. But inspired knowledge is true transformation. As we declare this KEDLD 2025 open, may this gathering ignite that transformation where ideas wake from their slumber, where the silence turns into a song. We started with a beautiful song, and where Tagore's so-called Mahasamudrer Shatobatsarer Kolahal, the eternal murmur of humanity's learning, resonates once more through every mind and through every machine in the same spirit. Welcome all delegates to IIT Kharagpur, where these ideas awaken. Namaskar. Thank you.
I just tell you that our director, he has some urgent meeting. He has to leave. So this program will continue. I just accept this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech. Please allow us to introduce our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Ramesh Chandra Gaur. Professor Dr. Ramesh Chandra Gaur is presently the director of National School of Drama, NSD, an autonomous institute under Ministry of Culture, Government of India. He has assumed his office in NSD with effect from 15th March 2022. As director, NSD, he is head of department and principal executive officer of NSD, New Delhi, and its center situated. Okay, sir, I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. Ramesh Chandra Gaur, to deliver his valuable speech.
Namaskar, good morning. Eminent guest on dais, Professor Suman Chakrabarti, Director, IIT Kharagpur, who has just blessed us with wonderful inaugural address. My dear friend, Colonel Anand Sinha, Chief Guest, and also the Administrator at Asiatic Society, Kolkata. Dr. Palwan Kumar Bhaumik, who is the Principal Investigator LDI and also a very great supporter of NDLI project since its inception. My dear friend, Dr. B. Sutradhar, who is also co-PI and also one of the founders of this project at IIT Kharagpur. My dear friends, colleagues, young professionals, this is a great occasion. Like after completion of 10 years of this project, we are here assembled in IIT Kharagpur. So whenever we start something new, there is always, we call it midterm review or sometime periodic review. So I consider this conference is one of the major objective of, let's think over it, like what we have achieved in last 10 years and what still it to be achieved, or what are the future plan. And Professor Chakrabarti in his inaugural address has given some glimpses of the things which need to be reviewed and what NDLI should be in the future. He talks about library of the future. And that's true that NDLI has established one of the most successful projects in our field and has played a pivotal role in enhancing the accessibility of the resources. So in my address, I will be very focused and on very few points. Like I will begin continuing with what Professor Chakravarti was talking about artificial intelligence. So the current role and the structure of NDLI is wonderful. But definitely now people are expecting more, particularly the young generation with the artificial intelligence in hand. They want something much bigger, much better with the ease of access. So definitely one of the suggestion which director has given, I also want to suggest that NDLI should look into that how to integrate its aims and objective and goal in terms of application of artificial intelligence. This is the need of the hour. We can't avoid because the way things are happening, this has become a reality. Now, second thing, after 10 years of completion as a project, I always believe that project is a project. And you never know in future what is your fate, how you are going to be survived, sustained in future. So another my suggestion to my dear friends from NDLI is that look for a stable or sustainable model for NDLI beyond the project, because it has done wonderful work and it should be sustained for the future, and the organizational structure, the continued funding, all these things should be looked into that, and some better organizational structure should involve, which ensure the sustainability of the activities, whatever we are doing right now. Currently, we have two major things coming up in this country. ONS, you all know, One Nation, One Subscription. But same time, there is another big things coming up for all of us, which we are quite ignorant and we have not done much. In budget speech, Honorable Prime Minister announced launch of Gyan Bharatam. Gyan Bharatam, a project to preserve, digitize and access millions of manuscripts of our country. We all know that our Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, our Indian knowledge system, which started with Shruti and Smriti Parampara, like our Vedas were told through storytelling, and they were memorized and being transferred, knowledge was transferred to the new generations of generations, till we have a script or language in place. Now, how it was migrated from Shruti, Smriti Parampara to inscriptions. We have inscription written on the stone. We all know those Ashokan inscriptions and so many inscriptions in this country on rock art, on bronze and other materials. And then slowly we moved in the language writing, Brahmi script, Indus, Pali, Prakriti, Modi, Tiglari, so many script evolved. So that we start learning how to write. And in this process, how to write, where to write. And then we got the media. We started on palm leaf or on paper, or on birchbark, on textile, or on so many media. So we become a nation with wealth of knowledge in our manuscripts, in our Pandulupi. Manuscript may not be the right translation of the Pandulupi. But unfortunately, we librarians are always away from that particular important knowledge system. We are talking about universe of knowledge in our course curriculum. We are studying all kind of subject formation and universal knowledge system. But we are not talking about Indian knowledge system, which is our foundation, which is our basic, uh, basic values uh, in Bhagavad Gita or in Vedics or Puran or Mahapuran. In all these things, our our history, our cultural journey, our social transformation, everything is written in all those valuable granth. But we are always away from that because it was not integrated in our curriculum. It is not our fault because when this education system was designed, we were kept away from that. Fortunately, being part of Ministry of Culture for so many years and working in an institution like IGNC and National School of Drum, it was my fortunate to come across all these great resources. So when we talk about knowledge resources in Indian knowledge system, we are not aware of that. Like the classification, you talk about any modern knowledge system, modern subject, we have that in our Indian knowledge system in Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. So we are totally ignorant about that. And now the same thing when I was discussing with the director for a few minutes, that was the point of conversation that NDLI should now look forward to its integration with Indian knowledge system. And Gyan Bharatam is the one which is the right opportunity. Recently, I was the key person in organizing this Gyan Bharatam International Conference where Prime Minister came and he spoke about various roles and responsibility and expectations. And we were having more than 1,000 participants, more than 200 experts on every field on the 8 domain pillars of the manuscript, from survey, documentation, digitization, preservation, cataloging, and all those things. And now, very soon, the portal has already been launched, but there is going to be a national digital repository of manuscripts, which Gyan Bharatam is creating. Agencies have been identified, the work has already been started. But I know within the system, being the part of the system, I know that there are many areas where there is no expertise within that project or within the ministry. Metadata standards, process for survey and cataloging, all kind of OCR development, machine translation, and also various kind of OCR for the scripts. There are so many areas where which directly related to us. And I strongly believe that I see NDLI as a one institution who can become a major partner with Gyan Bharatam and should seriously consider this working together to provide, like definitely Gyan Bharatam will create a national digital repository, but how to make it accessible to the worldwide research community, to the people across the globe, different kind of search and retrieval system, even thinking of web scale discovery or any kind of edited search, because people are very fond of Google like search. So that integration can help in new role for this particular. The last suggestion which I want to give now regards to the ONS, how NDLI can integrate with InflimNet. In ONS, resources are available, but how to integrate it and provide in a platform where it can be easy to access, and also the integration with artificial intelligence. So it is time for NDLI to retrospect and also look for the future and develop a future library. A lot of challenges, and I'm sure institution like IIT Kharagpur, definitely they have a lot of support, but they also need certain partners. And real success lies in collaboration, not in isolation. So I wish this conference a great success, and I'm sure Dr. Sutradhar, Professor Bhaumik, and Professor Chakrabarti all will work together. And whatever collaboration, cooperation needed from IGNCA or from Ministry of Culture or from Asiatic Society, my dear friend Colonel Sinha is here. He has signed a partnership agreement with Gyan Bharatam for working in eastern region of this for the manuscript preservation. I look forward to more discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech. Now, I would like to invite Professor Plavun Kumar Bhaumik, Principal Investigator, National Digital Library of India, IIT Kharagpur, Faculty of Department of Artificial Intelligence, to address his note. Please, sir.
Okay, honorable guests, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Professor Ramesh Gaur, and my old friends and new friends of the dais. I can see many of them, and it's taking me to a very fond memory lane. Let me take you back in 2015, when it all started, and then Minister Srimati Smriti Irani, she kind of given a task. You have to kind of create a library, digital library in 1 month. And we took a small computer and implemented the whole concept there to provide a proof of concept to her. And that's how IIT Kharagpur was awarded this project. But again, coming 2 years after that, we worked in a kind of breakneck speed with the able leadership of Professor Parthapratim Chakraborty and Professor P.P. Das, fondly known as PPC and PPD duo. Now, after working for 2 years, we were very much confident that we know nothing. So at that point of time, we realized that we should imbibe ideas from people who are really into this play. And that's where we got enormous support from all of you. I can name many Parthas, Shantanuda, and it's not really, it's a kind of endless list if I can talk about. But that also gave us a kind of impetus to organize an international event. So to put NDLI into NDLI in the international map, and as well as bringing in expertise which have already been developed in other countries. And that's where this KEDL spawned back in 2017, where the first edition of the symposium was held in collaboration with UNESCO in Delhi. And that is really a kind of very fond memory and eye-opener, because we got to connected with many collaborators, and that helped to shape up the technology space as well as the knowledge space of NDLI as you see today. And that tradition continued, so it became a kind of biennial event. So it was organized in 2019. Due to COVID, we could not organize in 2021, and then we brought it back in 2023. And now here today, 2025, the 4th edition of this KEDL 2025. And I really welcome you here, and I guess this is going to be a kind of melting pot of different ideas from diverse disciplines, from arts, humanities, library science, technology. And as Professor Chakraborty suggested, that let us not this become a kind of a very small conference. It should be kind of a place where these ideas are evolving, and these ideas can be provided a shape to make the NDLI a better system as compared to what you see today, right? So finally, if I kind of think about a reference librarian, which I always try to take that as a benchmark, that goes back to a kind of librarian uncle who was managing a library in my village. And why that person is a reference person for me, or reference librarian for me? Because that person knew everything. Which book is kept where, and given the context that the user is presenting, in which book this particular piece of information can be found. And okay, we have studied a book, maybe you should study the next book, which is a kind of continuation of the ideas that the first book you have read. And finally, the librarian was not a kind of passive entity. The librarian kind of understood my mood, my emotional status, and based on that, he could talk to me for longer time and finally presented something which either may enhance my emotional status if I am in a very happy mood, or maybe pacify my emotional status if I am in a very bad mood. So can we think about our library like that? So now we are talking about AI, integrating AI with library and all other disciplines. But the primary focus would not be like integrating AI into the system, but the primary focus would be, can we think about an emotional or empathy instilled librarian who can understand the user better to provide better services. And that's where we are heading up to for our next phase. It's the primary focus is not integrating AI, but making the services more meaningful, proactive, and kind of engaging to the users. So with this note, I will again welcome you for this conference, and we will interact a lot for the next few days and beyond that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's our privilege to introduce our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Administrator of the Asiatic Society. The Asiatic Society in Kolkata is a historic institution founded by Sir William Jones on January 15, 1784, to promote Oriental studies and research into Asia's history, languages, and sciences. It is one of the India's oldest learning institutions and houses a vast library with over 1,17,000 books and 79 journals, as well as a museum with significant collections of manuscripts, artifacts, and art. Now an institute of national importance, it continues to be a major center for academic research and cultural activities. I would like to request our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, to deliver his valuable speech. Please, sir.
Please cheer up. I'm the last one who is going to torture you. So with this, I'll start. Respected Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Professor Bhaumik, Dr. Sutradhar, and Honorable Director of the IIT, faculty members, students, and the participants. Thank you very much for inviting me to your esteemed institution. I'm honored that I'm standing here and addressing you. Before me, a brief introduction of the Asiatic Society was given to you. To add on to that, I will add here that Asiatic Society Kolkata was established by Sir William Jones on 15th of January 1784. Coming January 15th, we are going to celebrate 243rd Foundation Day of the Asiatic Society Kolkata. So I extend my invitation to all, who all is present here as well as who is with the IIT Kharagpur. Please do join us for the Foundation Day celebration. As we all know, if you go into history, even Professor Chakravarti, he has mentioned about the Library of Alexander. We all know about the history of Nalanda. If you'll go into near future or present day time also, if you happen to visit Navadip, there are many houses and tolls, as well as if you go to south or if you visit any temple, they have a beautiful collection of manuscripts or sacred books, be it in any form. Now, if you go and get into the details, you will realize that those books are not only on religion, but they also contain different valuable information on different subjects. When the East India Company got the Diwani of Bengal, when they started venturing out in this country, they realized very soon that no, what we think about this continent, uh, please, I'm mentioning about the continent because the earlier present Pakistan, even some parts of Afghanistan, present Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar, it was one administrative unit for them. So they realized that this subcontinent has immense knowledge and they started talking about it, and as part of that, when Sir William Jones came to India, he established Asiatic Society Kolkata, basically to study the Asian subjects. Now see the beauty of it, Asiatic Society is also mother organization to 13 organizations, be it Indian Museum, which you see in Kolkata, then Geological Survey of India. It was established by a committee's report. The committee was formed by Asiatic Society, and the committee is called Coal Committee, and it was established basically to study the Jharia mines, and subsequently it led to establishing Geological Survey of India, which did its research, and subsequently it led to various mineral exploration in this country. Now telling you all these things, my basic aim is, they started putting the repository in Asiatic Society, and today we are very proud, I'm really proud of stating that we have manuscripts in 28 languages, 16 script, and right from 6th century onwards. We have lithoplates, lithographs, maps, copper plates, like those land documents we must have heard about, which is called pattas. The manuscripts are in different form, be it palm leaf, paper, birch, even on leather also. So this collection which we are holding right now is a repository which was created by Europeans mainly to study this continent, and they collected it basically so that in future or the present generation can study and do the research and take out their conclusion and take it to common people. Now I'll come to the National Digital Library of India. It's one of the unique effort, and I am really grateful to this mission or effort or program, I will say. Even I am also a benefit. I have shared it with Professor Bhaumik. When I was doing my PhD, I think I have used 2 digital platforms extensively. One is NDLI and second one is SWAM. So I'm really thankful to you for helping me in preparing my thesis. That is. Now coming, I'll be not taking much of your time. Now coming to the part which it has to play. See, we all know that you must have seen children in your home, how they are attracted towards comics or animated movies. So a child which is attracted towards a book in any form or a visual animation, so the aim of this entire thing should be in such a way that we are able to reach out to common people in a very simple method, in a very simpler way, and make it attractive and make it even, I can take this liberty to say, addicted to it. I know it's a very difficult, challenging task, and being the oldest institution in this country and repository, we also look forward for a collaboration with you. As we all know, as Professor Gaur has mentioned about Gyan Bharatam, we also have been designated as cluster recently on 25th of October. So I will be really happy if we collaborate with IIT Kharagpur and take this knowledge which was collected over a period of time in the Asiatic Society Kolkata through your medium, and as part of Gyan Bharatam, if we are able to disseminate this knowledge which our ancestors have collected over a period of time. And they always wanted this knowledge to be disseminated to everyone who seeks knowledge. So it will be a great future for coming generations if this thing materializes and we see it happening. So with this, I conclude my speech. Thank you so much for your patience hearing. Jai Hind. Thank you.
So, thank you, sir. And now we have 5 minutes to felicitate the NDLI Club Staff Excellent Award. So there are few people. So I'll call all of you. Please come quickly in the queue, and then our chief guest and guest of honor will present this award. So I just read out the name. Please come. Maharaja Surajmal Institute of Technology. Anybody? Obilashi University. SPG Guru Nanak Institute of Management Study. Sanjeeviyar Institute of Social Service. Sika College Indoor. JSA Science and Technology University. Please come. Bapatla Engineering College. Purnima University. Advanced Technology Training Center. Don Bosco College of Engineering. Anybody? Please come. Army Public School. Please come. You are from? Yeah. Loyola College. Please. Come. Don Bosco নেই এখানে আছে ম্যাডাম প্লিজ পাবলিক স্কুল প্লিজ কাম You are from Baput Engineering College. Next. Wall Skill Center. Wall Kids Skill Center? No. Thapur Polytechnic College. You go. Next. Thapur, please. Methodist College of Engineering. Anybody? देव संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय. देव संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय. देव. Bhavan Royal Institute of Management. Bhel Tech. Rangana Jan Dr. Sagarnath R&D is there? Okay, Asin. Brainware University. Brainware University. Is anybody? You? You? James Polytechnic College. James Polytechnic College. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now that we have come to the end of this program, I would like to invite Dr. S.K. Jalal, Deputy Librarian, Central Library, for vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, distinguished speakers, esteemed guests, respected authors, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all, and also welcome you all on my personal behalf to actively participate in KEDLD 2025 to make the event a very fruitful one. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extremely happy and delighted to propose the vote of thanks in the inaugural program of the 4th International Symposium on Knowledge Engineering in Digital Library Design, KEDLD 2025. We would like to express our profound gratitude and deep regards to our Chief Guest, Lieutenant Colonel Anand Sinha, Administrator, the Asiatic Society, Kolkata, for his gracious presence and inspiring address at the inaugural program of this symposium. Sir, in spite of your busy schedule, you find time to grace this occasion and enriched us with a valuable speech, touching upon the history of the formation of Asiatic Society. We express our sincere thanks to Professor Ramesh Igor, Dean Administration, Director and Head, Indira Gandhi Center for Arts, IGNCA, New Delhi, for kindly agreeing to be the guest of honor for this inaugural function. We are indeed grateful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation, grace this occasion, and delivering invaluable speech. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to and deep regards to our esteemed Director, Professor Suman Chakraborty, for support, encouragement in conducting such a grand symposium. We are deeply encouraged and profoundly enriched and immensely benefited by your gracious presence, inspiring address, and your forward-looking visionary counsel. My sincere thanks goes to Dr. Plavan Kumar Bhomik, Principal Investigator of NDLI project, for his thought-provoking address and his constant support in building National Digital Library of India. We are proud to have our librarian, Dr. B. Sutradhar, as organizing secretary of the symposium. His leadership and commitment have been the driving force behind the success of the symposium. On behalf of Central Library, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Sasa Chakraborty, Chairman Central Library, for his kind support and guidance in conducting this event. We are really grateful to all our contributing authors. Your scholarly work formed the backbone of this symposium. The presentation and discussions in various technical sessions will pave the way for sharing the knowledge and know-how that will further strengthen the research collaboration and the collaboration within the authors as well as the institutions also. We extend a special thanks to all the invited speakers, chair, co-chair, rapporteur general, eminent professors, librarians of our community from India and abroad for participating in the 4th International Symposium on KEDLD 2025. We thank all the media persons for their coverage of the event. I also extend heartfelt thanks to all the team members of the audiovisual, sound recording. We would like to thank all the sponsors for their financial support in conducting this event. On behalf of organizing committee, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every staff member of Central Library and the National Digital Library for their constant support and untiring work towards all arrangements, bringing out the proceedings and library guide, also for all other arrangements regarding food, hospitality, accommodations, etc. Last but not least, I express sincere gratitude to all the delegates whose presence and active engagement have made this symposium a truly global dialogue. Your diverse perspective, fruitful discussion, sharing of knowledge in forthcoming technical sessions will reaffirm the importance of cross-disciplinary knowledge sharing for shaping the knowledge engineering in digital library design. Your benign presence is really an asset to make this event a successful one. Let us carry forward the spirit of KEDLD 2025. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. We will end this inaugural session with our national anthem. I would like to request Dishari and Devashish to come on stage and start the anthem. Hello, hello.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत